Here to explain what this means for the rule of law in the Department of Justice, Congressman Adam Schiff, Democrat of California, who is the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. First, let me just ask your reaction to the Department of Justice's move here.
Chris, I think we lost 50 years worth of ground in solidifying the independence of the Justice Department after Watergate. This really puts us back in the category of almost an emerging democracy where the rule of law is not yet firmly established, where prosecutorial decisions are made on the basis of politics. Here, Bill Barr, once again, doing the political dirty work for the president in making a case go away that the president tried to get Jim Comey to make go away and then fired him when he wouldn't. Tried to get Jeff Sessions to make go away, and he wouldn't. And now he's found his man in Bill Barr, who is craven enough to do whatever the president wants. What this will mean as a practical matter is in courtrooms all across the country where prosecutors are bringing legitimate cases, juries will now wonder, is this really a valid case, or is this, Bill Barr's Justice Department once again acting politically, not in the interest of justice? So he's undermining his own people all around the country, and at the same time, it's a continuation of the same kind of political patronage now in the Justice Department that Donald Trump has brought about.
It's also noteworthy to me that prosecutor took his name off the case. We saw this happen with Roger Stone, similar sort of set of circumstances. The president publicly tweeting the guy got a raw deal. In that case, it wasn't that he pleaded guilty. He was convicted. There was a trial and he was convicted by a jury. And you have line prosecutors quitting and one retiring from the Justice Department, leaving the Justice Department altogether. What's the significance to you of this split between the political leadership in the Department of Justice, essentially doing the political dirty work of the president, and the line prosecutors and civil servants that serve in that department, and what they should be doing right now?
Well, I was one of those line prosecutors for almost 6 years. They're wonderful people, true professionals, and they really take their job seriously in terms of pursuing the interest of justice. This completely undercuts them. The common denominator here between these two cases, Roger Stone and Mike Flynn, is this. Both men lied on behalf of the president. The president doesn't view that as a crime. He views that as a perk of office. He views that as what he should expect of his people. What he doesn't expect is that anyone would have the temerity to stand up to him and actually bring legitimate cases, stand up to him and report wrongdoing. It's why he considers, whistleblowers to be traitors and spies, why he wants his attorney general to let people go who lie for him and get convicted of it. But it so undermines the professionals at the department and sets us back. I have to think that morale at the Department of Justice, like at the State Department, is now at an all-time low. It was just dealt another serious body blow.
It seems to me this is part of a broader sort of project that is happening right now. We've seen the sort of call by those to pardon Flynn or to sort of have the DOJ drop the cases against him. We have a prosecutor named Mr. Durham who is coming up with some sort of counter Mueller investigation, rising voices, Chuck Grassley and Lindsey Graham, that a kind of like idea that the entirety of the Mueller project, that all of it was fruit of a rotten tree, that the entire thing was a setup, that the president's views on this, which sound paranoid and deranged often, were actually true, and then that there's a buy-in on the part of the head of the DOJ and Republican Party on this. What is your reaction to that?
I think that's exactly right. It all gets back to sort of the Rudy Giuliani truth isn't truth, Kellyanne Conway, we're entitled to our own alternate facts world that Donald Trump lives in. They're entitled, and Bill Barr gave actually a quite interesting admission today when he was asked, how do you think history is going to record these acts of yours? And he says, well, history will be written by the winners. That's not the statement of someone who's looking out for the interest of justice. That's someone who views the world like Donald Trump, and that is, this is all a game. There's our team, there's your team. We have the power right now, and we are going to rewrite history to make it appear to be what we'd like, not what actually happened. So you're right. This is a broad project to reinvent the Russia investigation, to try to dispute the Mueller conclusion, that the Russians intervened on Trump's behalf, that he invited them to intervene, that he made full use of their intervention. We released the transcripts of our investigation today, which the White House and then Rick Grenell withheld for almost a year. We finally released them this week when we got the DNI to give us the classified redactions that we needed. And those transcripts reveal in great detail how substantiated the Mueller investigation was, all the steps that Donald Trump and his family members and allies took to get Russian help, how they lied about it, how they covered it up, how they obstructed justice into it. And in an effort to make that go away, you have this effort to push out a completely counter narrative at odds, certainly with the truth, but consistent with the president's political objectives.
Congressman Adam Schiff of California, of course, the chair of the House Intelligence Committee. Thank you so much for your time tonight.